Operations have the possibility to make you tons of money or to lose you a ton. Today we're going to be breaking down everything you need to know about making a ton of money from the next operation. First up, talking about these active duty cases. Active duty cases are one of the most common things you're going to be having in your inventory. Every time you level up, you're going to be having the opportunity to grab one of these. Now, unfortunately for you, if you're invested heavily into active duty cases, you are not looking for an operation. That's because of a couple different things. First up, you're going to be getting a brand new operation case, which we'll talk about in a minute. That's going to decrease the amount of active duty cases unboxed. Theoretically, more people coming into the game is going to generate more active duty cases. And at the end of the day, we just see decreased demand, relatively speaking, for active duty cases when an operation is ongoing. Statistically, we've seen them drop about 50% of their value in previous operations. That was definitely at a time where they were lesser valued. Right now, they're extremely high in value, relatively speaking, for an active duty case, meaning they could drop more or they could retain this value. We don't exactly know, but I would definitely be careful about these in this area. SkinSwap is today's sponsor, and they're also sponsoring you with the top link in the description. They're here to cater to all of your CS2 and Rust skins need, as they're the top place for buying on some brand new skins, selling off your old skins, or trading your new CS2 skins for some new ones as well. They've got everything, and transactions are taking under 30 seconds right now. They also offer the most competitive rate out there, as a massive 40% deposit bonus if you just top up today, and their selling feature is one of the best. With an instant cash out and many different payout options, there's no reason not to try them out today. Now, one area I can tell you I'm going to be all over is the skins. That's going to be the operation skins. Now, this whole video is going to be based off the precedent that we're going to be seeing a shop like this, or somewhat similar to this, where you can buy stars and you're going to be able to exchange those for skins, weapon cases, different stickers, different patches, whatever is there for sale. And that's extremely important because when we want to look at this aspect of a shop, the truth is skins are extremely expensive to get. Every time that you unbox one of these skins right here, that's $2 worth of stars if you bought at the most optimal value. Therefore, these skins are going to be very plentiful in the short term, but they're going to be running out significantly quicker than a lot of people realize. And this is exactly what happened with Broken Fang and Riptide. Broken Fang was one of the most overinvested into operations because so many people saw the value that Shattered Web had. They wanted to go rush in and get all of these skins, and therefore the skins definitely struggled from Broken Fang, but they're up over 10 to 12x right now from the time of Broken Fang, which was just a couple of years ago. You got to look at it from that perspective, that in the short term they definitely struggled, but now they're looking at 70 cents to $1 all across the board for these gray skins that were 5, 7, 10 cents beforehand. This is the profit we're going to be trying to lock down inside of this operation and inside of operation skins. Now, one way you can make guaranteed profit off of an operation is going to be by pursuing the Battle Pass system. Now, provided we're on the same system as previously, you're going to be having your chance to earn 100 stars for just $15 USD, provided there's no changes in price. And that's going to be extremely valuable because those are going to be at minimum a value of $50 USD. That's exactly what it's going to cost someone to buy those stars. But more importantly, you're going to be wanting to pick up most likely some cases. Usually I'm going to be tracking what's the best item to spend your stars on, and it's extremely useful to watch that, but cases are probably going to be the #1 overall, generally speaking, for an investment or to instantly sell. If we want to look at these cases right now as a long-term investment, you can see they have planned out significantly better than anyone has actually predicted they would. But if we want to look at the short term, usually they were sitting around 75 cents to $1. So you could go ahead and grind out your missions and get the cases, instantly sell them on the market, make a profit, and grind out multiple accounts. This is how I got a free knife during Riptide, and it's extremely useful that you do this method as well because it's so much free money as long as you're willing to grind out the missions. Since we're on the topic, operation case is going to be a very specific thing you need to do. Talking about the operation case, soon as the operation releases, you're going to be able to buy this case valued at about $1 USD. That's because you can spend $50 getting 100 stars. The case is 2 stars, but we're not going to want to do that. We're not even going to want to touch this operation case for an investment purpose until we're at least 5, 6, 7 weeks in. This is the time when it's theoretically going to possibly bottom out. Remember, an operation is 16 weeks long, and people are going to be constantly selling this case over and over as many people look to grind out this pass, and therefore it's not going to be making sense for an investment purpose for us to even look at this before a month or two into it. Plus, if you want to really talk about it, an operation case is going to have a long term to grow because it's going to be starting off at a decent price point, but they usually lose a lot of interest after the operation ends as well. Talking about one of the biggest areas for profit, we've got patches, stickers, agents, whatever special items that are going to be coming along with an operation. These are going to be one of the biggest investment opportunities I think we have seen yet. We want to look at Riptide. There was so many different stickers. There was a lot of hidden gems that didn't get developed until later on. If we want to look at the first couple weeks of that operation when there was a ton of these hitting the market, they were extremely cheap. And that's exactly what you're going to be wanting to look out for in this next upcoming operation. Now, it's not guaranteed that these items are going to be making profit. Actually, a lot of them end up stagnating for a significant amount of time. Obviously, it's a couple of years since Riptide actually came out, and therefore they've all developed to a decent price point now, but it's definitely going to take some time if you're not investing into the most popular items. I will say there's a lot of money inside of this area. Don't be discouraged because your item hasn't gone up significantly in a short time period, make sure you're investing into items that actually have sustainability with them. Then we've got filler skins. Filler skins are going to be one of the biggest opportunities depending on how you look at this for specifically an operation. If you think an operation is right around the corner, filler skins are going to be one of the best investments you can make because they shoot up significantly when we see an operation release. We can see this time and time again. Filler skins are one of the easiest ways to make a ton of profit overnight, but they're also going to be a little bit risky. That's because if we want to look at the current market dynamics, a lot of them have been on a decreasing trajectory for the past year or so just because we haven't seen any major updates. It's a big area where you can take a big risk, make a lot of money, but it's also not guaranteed like some of these other methods, or at least even safe like some of these other methods. It's going to be a lot more risky, and if that's something you want to go ahead and take on, it's going to be a great opportunity for you. And at the end of the day, potentially all you're going to be losing is a lot of your inventory space as you hold on to these filler skins for a significant amount of time to try and regain your money back. Now, if you're a holder of some major capsules, as specifically investments, it might not be the best thing that an operation comes around for you. If you want to look at RMR, it was actually the reason of Riptide releasing that RMR decided to go negative. Obviously, it had a ton of problems, but this was the catalyst event that went ahead and changed that for it. When we're talking about Paris and Copenhagen, I think it's going to be a very similar story here. We're looking at a capsule that's extremely over-invested into. Obviously, they could be at a cheaper price point like Paris. We're looking at 13 cents a piece. Could it go lower? We don't really know, but I would definitely say if you get some major capsule investments, specifically the ones that have a lot more supply out there, be very wary of an operation coming around because it could hurt you more than it could help you. Or at the end of the day, we could see just now it's going to start helping these because they're so cheap. We really don't know. Talking about rare cases, these are going to be the #1 investment I'm going to recommend all the time, but when an operation rolls around, it's going to be a little bit different. That's because these are now 20 to 25% off theoretically if we're looking at based on past operations. That is a huge margin that you can immediately take advantage of because if we want to look at what happened to these rare cases during Riptide, they recovered in just about 3 to 4 months. Think about it this way. They made 33% profit in just 3 to 4 months when the operation was actually going on, and many of them excelled way past that price point once the operation finished. Rare cases are going to be one of the best investments you can make all the time in my personal opinion, but when an operation comes around, they are so strongly encouraged by me. Obviously, make your own decisions. Which specific case you want to invest into, that's a decision for you, but I think there's so many opportunities inside of the rare case market all the time. When an operation rolls around, it just becomes so much better, and I cannot preach this enough that people are still opening up significant amounts of rare cases all the time. Even during an operation when active duty case unboxings go down proportionally, rare cases do go down proportionally as well, but they're still being unboxed at such a heavy amount, it doesn't really matter. The last thing is going to be enjoying the operation strategically, specifically buying up some of these skins that you really want that are dropping down in price. Most skins are dropping down potentially 25 to 30% if they're liquid enough. People are going to be selling them off to try and get in on this operation, at least that's what we've seen historically, and therefore it makes the perfect opportunity for Playskins, but also investments as well. We've been preaching investments this whole video. I do want to emphasize the Playskin aspect of these. If you've got some that are in the $30 to $50 range that you're literally looking to pick up so badly, this is probably going to be your best time to do so in my personal opinion. That's all I got with the game, so much for watching. Have a great rest of the day.